थोड़ा सबर रखिए और कुर्सी का पीटी बांध लीजिए, मौसम बिगड़ने वाला है।
Budget, BUDGET, it has 6 letters. The whole country needs to know, that BJP doesn't have a single Muslim MP in Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha or any state assembly. Deprive, like the honorable member has deprived his wife.
आप डायरेक्शन देंगे क्या मुझे?
पश्चिम बंगाल के चीफ मिनिस्टर ममता बनर्जी सदन के सदस्य है नहीं है, तो उन्होंने क्यों टिप्पणी किया? सर आप अपना पद का मान रखिए सर, उनको उठ के बोलिए माफी मांगेगा, देन आई विल कंटिन्यू माय स्पीच। बंगाल में हारने के बाद आपने मनरेगा के लिए बंगाल में कितना पैसा दिया? एज पर द वुमेन्स रिजर्वेशन बिल, द बीजेपी वुड हैव हैड 80 वुमेन MPs, बट हाउ मेनी डू दे हैव? They have just 31. G for guarantee. But a guarantee, but सर खुद बोल रहे हैं उसका सरकार का घोटाला। सर देखिए,
जब स्पीकर बोलता है तो बोलता है।
क्या 700 farmers died. 700 farmers died. What did you do? You people have blood on your hands. You people have blood on your hands.
माननीय सदस्य, आप वर्तमान बजट पे बोले 2016 के बाद तो 2019।
कोई 60 साल पहले जवाहरलाल नेहरू का बात करेगा, दूसरे नेताओं का बात करेगा, तब आप कुछ नहीं बोलेंगे। When the Kolkata flyover collapsed few years ago, Modi ji gestured that it was not an act of God. He said it's an act of fraud. Sir, we wonder what he has to say. When 141 lives were lost in Morbi Bridge collapse in Gujarat, was it an act of God or act of fraud? When Ayodhya Ram temple roof starts leaking after the first rain, was it an act of God or an act of fraud? Their slogan of जो राम को लाए हैं हम उनको लाएंगे backfired. I would rather say प्रभु राम आए तो न्याय आया।
माननीय सदस्य श्री अभिषेक बनर्जी जी।
Honorable Chairman, sir, an esteemed member of this august house, today I rise here to speak on the union budget that was presented by the Honorable Finance Minister yesterday. If I am to describe this budget in one line, I would say it's a budget without any clarity or vision, which has been rolled out to satisfy the coalition partners of the BJP rather than providing any substantial relief to the 140 crore people of this country. This budget was planned by 2 individuals to keep another 2 in good faith, neglecting the aspiration of 140 crore people. So the gist is, it has been planned by 2 and executed for 2. It's an anti-people budget crafted to bribe 2 political parties and buy time before the government implodes. So today we stand at the precipice of a new era in Indian democracy. When PM Modi became the Prime Minister for the first time in 2014, everyone referred to that government as Modi government. When Mr. Modi was elected for a second term in 2019, everyone referred to that term as Modi 2.0. But on June 4, 2024, the people of India decisively rejected the Modi-led BJP government, which reigned supreme almost for a decade. What we now have in place is a creaky, shaky coalition. Yes, sir, coalition. Sir, coalition means cooperation, and no one is referring to this government as Modi 3.0. Not even the Union Finance Minister who presented the budget yesterday. Not even the MPs of the BJP. Neither the Home Minister, nor the External Affairs Minister, nor the Defense Minister, nor the Panchayat Minister, nor the Health Minister, no one, sir. Even the BJP leaders are not referring to this as Modi 3.0. Sir, it's so uncertain and fragile that it can implode any time. Sir, as I was saying, coalition means cooperation. Coalition means collaboration. Coalition means cohesion. But after yesterday, one thing is very clear, sir. That coalition means appeasement and compensation. So that is very clear from the yesterday's budget. I want to reply to this government in a language they understand. Sir, from ART. ART means accountability, responsibility, transparency. To Hriday, which means Heritage Development and Augmentation Yojana. To Udan, which means Ude Desh ke Aam Nagarik. To Gobar, which means galvanizing organic bio-agro resources. They have thrown every absurd acronym possible at the people of this country. 110 names. And like I said, I want to reply to this government in a language that this government and the union minister, especially the union finance minister, understand. So budget, B-U-D-G-E-T. It has 6 letters. And I will explain all 6 letters in details. So let me start with B. B for betrayal. BJP promised अच्छे दिन. BJP promised अच्छे दिन before coming to power. BJP promised अच्छे दिन before coming to power in 2014, sir. Sir, what has they done? What has they done? They have betrayed the citizens. They have betrayed the housewives, betrayed daily wage earners, betrayed farmers. सुनने का हिम्मत रखिए. Sir, price rise. Sir, a home cooked veg thali costs 8% more year on year in April 2024. Onions are up by 43%, 41%, and potatoes 39%. एक को बोलने की इजाजत है. Sir, I have a lot of patience.
Please, Dada, बैठे.
So these things will not distract me. You can just ask them to have patience and listen to what I say. And then the minister can reply. He is not going to become the minister. This is not going to score in brownie points.
Please.
Sir, BJP promised अच्छे दिन before coming to power in 2014.
Dada, please.
But what has they done? Betrayed citizen, betrayed housewives, betrayed daily wage earners, betrayed farmers. Sir, price rise. A home-cooked veg thali costs 8% more year on year in April 2024. Onions are up by 43%. Tomatoes, 41%. Potatoes, 39%. LPG gas cylinders prices crossed 1100 in 2023. Household savings plummeted to a 50-year low in 2023, with household debt reaching a record high of 39.1% of GDP in 2024.
कि 2021 में आपने बंगाल में हारने के बाद आपने मनरेगा के लिए बंगाल में कितना पैसा दिया, और आवास योजना में 2021-22, 22-23, 23-24 फाइनेंशियल वर्ष में आपने अगर साबित कर दिया व्हाइट पेपर रिलीज करके कि 10 पैसा दिया है, 10 पैसा. सर देखिए, मैं व्हाइट पेपर मांग रहा हूं, ये चिल्ला रहे. अरे भैया व्हाइट पेपर दे दो, व्हाइट पेपर दे दो, कहानी खत्म. सर जिसके पास कागज नहीं होगा, सर व्हाइट पेपर मांग रहे हैं, सर व्हाइट पेपर मांग रहे हैं, चिल्ला रहे हैं, इनके पास कागज नहीं है और पूरा देश से कागज मांग रहा है सीए का नाम पे। ये बीजेपी है, ये बीजेपी है।
आप बीच बीच में मत टोकिए।
Sir, Manrega funds to the tune of 6,913 crore have been forcefully withheld, denying wages to more than 59 lakh workers over the past 3 years. Sir, 11 lakh 36,000 eligible families have been deprived of a roof over their heads as 8,140 crore rupees under PM Awas Yojana have been deliberately halted. Sir, the government withheld the release of over 800 crore under the National Health Mission due to non-compliance and certain color branding guidelines for health and wellness centers, despite other conditions being duly met. Sir, despite 334 central and NLM teams visiting West Bengal in the last 3 years, and ATRs being submitted on time by concerned departments of the state government against every observation that was made by the center, still no funds have been released. Official interactions with the Honorable Prime Minister and the other BJP ministers of the concerned department were met with dismissive attitude and constant rejection. Our leaders fighting for the people of Bengal were even detained in Delhi by Delhi police. Even women MPs were manhandled and dragged by their hair. And this BJP talks about Nadi Shakti. So the finance minister yesterday in a speech proposed flood control initiatives for states like Bihar, Assam, Himachal Pradesh, Sikkim, and Uttarakhand, sir. Unsurprisingly, Bengal was once again left out in spite of northern part of Bengal being one of the most worst flood-affected areas. NEET is one of the biggest failures of this government, jeopardizing the future of almost 33 lakh bright students. India parties, we all of us in the opposition, demanded a discussion on this in Parliament, but hardly a word from the Honorable Prime Minister on this issue. Sir, our CM wrote to the PM for scrapping NEET in favor of reverting to a system where state government conducts their own medical tests. Sir, more than 12,000 vacancies in Kendriya Vidyalayas nationwide are yet to be filled in. Sir, more than 7,50,000 vacancies for teaching posts nationwide from class 1 to class 8. More than 1,20,000 vacancies for teaching posts in UP alone from class 1 to class 8. Students account for 8% of total suicide victims. More than 13,000 students' lives are lost every year because of suicide, sir. Sir, depriving the working class, मजदूर की जेब हो रही है खाली, बताओ कब ये हालत है सुधरने वाली? Poorly implemented lockdown resulted in tragic deaths, over 8,700 people, primarily migrant workers, on our railway tracks and roads. So now I come to farm bills. In 2020, the same Modi government unilaterally passed 3 contentious farm bills without any consultation with the farmers or farmer organization or any opposition party.
प्लीज इसको रिकॉर्ड को क्लियर कर लो। इस सदन में 5.5 घंटे चर्चा हुई थी। इस सदन में किसान विधेयक, हाँ
हुआ है, बिल पे कोई चर्चा नहीं हुआ है, बिल पे कोई चर्चा नहीं हुआ है।
किसान बिल पर
सर,
जब स्पीकर बोलता है तो बोलता है और वो सही बोलता है।
सर, बिल पे कोई चर्चा नहीं हुआ है। सर भाई, उनका ताली बजाना खत्म हो जाए तो
नहीं, पर माननीय
सर, आपने ये सदन का याद दिलाया ना।
1 मिनट माननीय सदस्य,
सर आपने ये सदन का याद दिलाया।
माननीय सदस्य, जब मैं बोल रहा हूं तो मैं कभी गलत नहीं बोलता।
सर, आप मुझे एक चीज बता दीजिए, इस सदन में जो लोग ताली बजा रहे हैं, एक सेकंड सर, इस सदन में जो लोग ताली बजा रहे हैं, 700 फार्मर्स मारे गए, उनको मौत की घाट उतारा गया। सर, 1 मिनट एक आदमी ने एक मिनट के लिए खड़ा होके उनके ऊपर श्रद्धांजलि दिया, ये आज ताली बजा रहे हैं। इसीलिए ऐसा हाल है इनका। और सर 700 लोग मारे गए, ट्रेजिकली ओवर। क्या 700 farmers died. 700 farmers died. What did you do? You people have blood on your hands. You people have blood on your hands. You people have blood on your hands. In 2020, sir, this contentious farm bills get passed without any consultation with the opposition parties or farmers' organization. Sir, these bills sparked massive protests as farmers. सर मैं एक बात स्पष्ट कर देता हूँ, एक चीज सर, ये जो बोल्ड है, मैं बोल रहा हूँ बीजेपी से, मैं जो सवाल यहाँ पे पूछ रहा हूँ इनसे, या मिनिस्टर को जवाब देना है, इनमें से कोई भी अगर जवाब देना चाहता है, कोई भी मीडिया चैनल चूज कर ले, मुझे टाइम बता दे, मैं आ जाऊंगा, एक हाथ लग मैं कह रहा हूं सर, इनका दम है, इनका सीने में दम है,
आप अपनी बात कहिए,
और अगर हिम्मत है तो ये
आप चुनौती मत दीजिए, आप अपनी बात कीजिए।
I am challenging them to come,
चुनौती मत दीजिए सदन में,
and debate with me.
ये बार चुनौती देना, या चुनौती सदन में नहीं।
Sir, harsh measures such as barbed wires, cement boulders, and iron spikes were deployed on the roads to block farmers from entering the capital. This reveals the true face of this fascist government. Sir, demonetization. In November 2016, the union government demonetized 500 rupees and 1000 rupees currency notes. Ostensibly, क्या? You don't know that the demonetization was done in 2016. Sir, this government demonetized 500 rupees and 1000 rupees note. Sir, ये मुझ पे आरोप लगा रहा है, मैं पढ़ के बोल रहा हूँ, पीएम टेलीप्रॉम्प्टर से बोलते हैं। सर, प्राइम मिनिस्टर टेलीप्रॉम्प्टर से बोलते हैं। बेटा तो मैं पढ़ के ही बोलूँगा सर। अपना नेता को जाके ज्ञान दो। अरे अपना नेता को जाके ज्ञान दो।
चर्चा मत करो, आप अपनी बात कीजिए। आप अपनी बात कीजिए।
Sir, demonetization was brought to combat black money. It was brought to combat corruption. It was brought to combat terrorism. However, the move resulted in a severe cash crunch and significant economic destruction. Despite promises to eliminate black money, over 99% of the invalidated currency returned to the banking system, indicating the sheer failure of this initiative. So shockingly, counterfeit notes increased by 10.7% in 22, with fake 500 rupees note rising to 101.93% and 2000 rupees note by 54%. Sadly, 130 fellow Indians lost their lives due to heat and the strain of standing in long queues, falling victim to this eccentric decision. That's why we say E for eccentric. Now I come to the last letter. Sir, T. T for tragedy. Sir, T for tragedy.
माननीय सदस्य, आप वर्तमान बजट पे बोले 2016 के बाद तो 2019 नहीं।
सर मैं
जवाहरलाल नेहरू का बात तो लोग बोलेगा।
सर
जवाहरलाल नेहरू का बात तो लोग बोलेगा।
कोई 60 साल पहले जवाहरलाल नेहरू का बात करेगा, दूसरे नेताओं का बात करेगा, तब आप कुछ नहीं बोलेंगे। मैं 5 साल पहले का डिमोनेटाइजेशन का बात करूंगा तो आप कहेंगे भाई वर्तमान इशू पे बोलिए। सर, ये पक्षपात नहीं चलेगा सर।
बजट पे
मैं बजट पे ही बोल रहा हूँ। जब विप्लव देव बोल रहा था तब 100 साल पुराना बात कर रहा था, 50 साल पुराने इमरजेंसी का बात कर रहा था, तब आप चुप थे। और अब मैं डिमोनेटाइजेशन का बात कर रहा हूँ, आपको चुप रहे। वाह सर, वाह।
बोलिए अपनी बात पे।
D for tragedy, and this is the tragedy. The example you all set in the house, this is why I say T for tragedy. When the Kolkata flyover collapsed few years ago, Modi ji gestured that it was not an act of God. He said it's an act of fraud. Sir, we wonder what he has to say when 141 lives were lost in Morbi bridge collapse in Gujarat. Was it an act of God or act of fraud? Sir, what happened when roofs of Delhi, Jabalpur and Gujarat airports collapsed? Was it an act of God or act of fraud? Sir, what happened when Ayodhya Ram temple roof starts leaking after the first rain? Was it an act of God or an act of fraud? Sir, when Mumbai's Atal Setu started developing cracks within 6 months of its inauguration, was it an act of God or an act of fraud? When 41 workers trapped for 17 days after Uttarkashi tunnel was caved in, sir, was it an act of God or act of fraud? When 20 people killed as a girdle launcher collapsed in Samruddhi Expressway in Thane, what was it? An act of God and an act of fraud? When 300 lives were lost in Balasore, train incident last year, what was it? Act of God or act of fraud? When 9 were killed and 40 people were injured as goods train rammed with Kanchenjunga Express last month, what was it, sir? An act of God or act of fraud? So the rail minister has blood on his hands. A once reliable mode of transport has been transformed into a death trap. So 244 train accidents between 2017 and 2022. 15 major accidents in 2023 alone. Sir, 50% of compulsory track safety inspections were not even completed. Sir, only 672 crore spent out of the needed 58,459 crore on track renewal. Sir, Rashtriya Rail Sanraksha coach, which would have received 20,000 crore every year, only received 4,225 crore. Sir, there's a shortfall, and a staggering shortfall of 15,775 crore. Sir, Manipur is burning over the last almost 1.5 years. More than 200 killings, 70,000 displacements, 1,000 homes wrecked. Sir, no mention of the word Manipur in the union budget. Sir, another tragedy of this government is weaponization of central agencies. Sir, another tragedy of this government has been the weaponization of central agencies to carry out politically motivated witch hunts against opposition leaders, like many of us, including me. Sir, they didn't stop at me or my wife, my elderly parents, my PA, my advocate, even my 11-year-old daughter and 4-year-old son were not spared. Sir, you tried. Sir, the BJP tried to make an example out of me by setting an example for the rest of the country to see, by letting ED and CBI go after me. Sir, but what did the people do? देश में जनता मालिक है, कोई नेता मालिक नहीं है. The people of Bengal and the people of my constituency elected me 3rd time with a margin of 710,000 votes, setting an example for Narendra Modi, Amit Shah and the minions of BJP and the rest of the country to see. This is the people's power. Sir, if I'll have to bow, I'll bow before the power of the people. I will not bow before the people in power. This people needs to understand. Sir, India's national debt today stands at a staggering 169 lakh crore. The finance minister needs to know this. Before you ridicule Bengal for a debt of 6 lakh crore, the budget has predominantly, like I said, is anti-Bengal and anti-people. Even though the state elected 12 BJP MPs as compared to 3 in Andhra Pradesh, you still have the guts and gall to overlook West Bengal, and you will get a befitting reply again. Perhaps the central government would have benefited drawing inspiration from West Bengal budget for the year 2024-2025. They were stunned in Uttar Pradesh shaken up in Maharashtra. Their slogan was, जो राम को लाए हैं, हम उनको लाएंगे, backfired, sir. Okay. Their slogan of, जो राम को लाए हैं, हम उनको लाएंगे, backfired. I would rather say, प्रभु राम आए, तो न्याय आया. कुछ वक्त जरूर लगा, लेकिन इंसाफ आया. BJP not only faced a humiliating defeat from the Ayodhya seat, but it also lost Badrinath in the last by-election. That takes me back from where I started. Waqt badal gaya hai. The Prime Minister now leads a creaky, vulnerable, shaky coalition. And it leads a coalition government which is just waiting to blow up. Rather than investing in the future of this country, it is unfortunate that the union government is investing for Modi ji's political survival at the expense of nation's well-being. Truth is, the Honorable Prime Minister is on borrowed time. You all are on borrowed time, mark my words. And I would like to end by saying, थोड़ा सबर रखिए और कुर्सी का पीटी बांध लीजिए, मौसम बिगड़ने वाला है. Thank you, sir.